What's up, y'all? This is your boy Eddie Jackson. Welcome back to the Drop That Podcast. But this episode of Wrestling Talk is brought to you by Layback TV, okay? Over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel, all the HBOs, all the languages. Check them out on laybacktv.com so you can see how you can download it on your iPhones, your Androids, and your Fire Sticks in case you want to watch it at home. And give a shout out on the Instagram on official_layback.tv. No, let's not waste any moment. Let's get into some wrestling talk. Whoa! Alright, guys. So, not much has been happening. I mean, the holidays are coming up. We're getting ready for one more Saturday night's main event that's going to be laying out in, let me see, Montreal. Right? Let me see. And then we got the Royal Rumble in Riyadh. You know what I'm saying? First time we're taking it to Riyadh for PLE. I'm interested on how that's going to come about. Because this is probably our audition before we take WrestleMania next year to Saudi Arabia. Okay? So, not much has happened. It seemed like it's step by step we're getting into a different storyline as we speak. So we're getting into another route with Cody Rhodes, undisputed WWE champion, and Drew McIntyre. All right, they took on each other over what was it? Was it? I don't think it was WrestlePalooza. I think it was Clash in Paris, if I'm not mistaken. I know definitely it was Crown Jewel. Alright, so the first... Oh, no, I'm sorry. So, I believe it was, WrestlePalooza and Crown Jewel. Now, yeah, WrestlePalooza and Crown Jewel. Now, the first bout, Cody Rhodes took advantage of the Claymore kick, injuring him through the table, pinfall. Okay? Then, match number 2. In the end of the day, it's 2-0 for Cody Rhodes. But in overall, it's 2-1. First, when Cody Rhodes came back 3 years ago, or 3+ years ago, back to WWE from his time in AEW, first guy to get the pinfall on Cody was Drew McIntyre, okay? Doesn't matter how, he got it. He was the first one to give him a pinfall. There's only a handful of guys that beat Cody Rhodes since he's been back. You know what I'm saying? Cody Rhodes has been 2-time Royal Rumble winner back-to-back years. He's the current reigning King of the Ring. He's became undisputed tag champ and 2-time undisputed WWE champ. And with all that being said, there's only a handful of people who actually got the win over Cody Rhodes, a pinfall count. You know what I'm saying? You can add Solo Sikoa, you can add Roman Reigns, you can add John Cena, let me see, Brock Lesnar, and Drew McIntyre. I think that's the only 5. Oh, now you can add Seth freaking Rollins. That's 6. So, not many people have gotten the win over Cody, but those are the 6. So, now, we have seen like some cinematic type of situations with Cody and Drew so far. Also with Nick Aldis, general manager of SmackDown. So, Drew McIntyre is currently suspended for Claymore kicking a referee. He found his way to get in WWE competition by joining War Games, opposite of Cody Rhodes. Drew McIntyre's team won at War Games Survivor Series. So Nick Aldis took it upon himself to go to Drew's home to negotiate some terms for him to come back. Public apology. He would get a WWE championship. The whole works. It might even be a fine. Drew don't want that shit. You know what I mean? He don't want Cody to lay a hand on him. I think we're seeing a different side of Cody than we seen when he was taking on, the Bloodline, taking on John Cena. We're not seeing the hesitant, failed to pull the trigger type Cody. We're seeing more of a reckless one. He came into the home of Drew McIntyre. They went at it out in his front lawn. But when it comes down to Cody, he has a problem with Nick Aldis on, and Nick has a problem with Cody. They've been friends, they've been friends a long time, but, he told Cody that he's not above the law. But Cody believes that as long as he's holding the WWE title, he is the law. That's the top title, not only in the company, but in the industry. Every big dog has actually won it before. Even men in AEW, you know what I'm saying? Certain people in AEW have won it, like Adam Copeland and Jon Moxley and so forth. And he has to put out all his accolades that he's done, you know what I mean? The Royal Rumble, the King of the Ring, winning the title. He beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. He beat John Cena, quote-unquote greatest of all time, self-proclaimed. Cody means business. But I think this Cody is, I think we're getting close to not only a title drop to Drew McIntyre finally, but an actual heel turn. I think we're getting closer than we think. I think we're getting teased it by Cody, certain aspects of it. So I want to see what that's going to look like. You know what I'm saying? I personally want some factor of the Nightmare family to join again in order for a heel turn. He needs his own family. You know what I mean? Doing a heel turn solo, it doesn't do it for me, for Cody. We need people who are in the Nightmare family, like an Arn Anderson to be his, quote-unquote wise man. Ricky Saints, who's over there in NXT. He's already been North American champion, NXT champion. Let me see who else. Personally, imagine if MJF, who's over there in AEW, came over. That's part of the Nightmare family. That will be fucking crazy. Dustin Rhodes coming over. That will be crazy. Talk about a faction. That will be a hell of a faction right there. But, that's wishful thinking for me. So, let's see. Let's see what we got. I mean, we're going to get a third match for the WWE title with Drew and Cody. It's about when. Could it be at Saturday night's main event? I personally feel like it should be at the Royal Rumble. We should continue to build this. I don't think we should have it in the next few weeks. That's just me. Moving on. Gunther, once again, week 2 has been clout chasing over retiring John Cena. And it's well deserved. I think it's well deserved because Gunther did it. In a matter of 6 months, he can say that he retired Bill Goldberg and John Cena. Multi-time world champions, record breakers. In their prime, John Cena in his prime and Goldberg in his prime were practically unstoppable. Personally, because I lived through those prime years of theirs. John is different, but Goldberg's prime era was definitely my favorite. Back in 97, 98, that was definitely my favorite. He can say that, but he's starting to piss off World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk. He don't like it. Rey Mysterio doesn't like it. AJ Styles doesn't like it. And it kind of makes me nervous that AJ Styles is once again fucking getting in the face of someone who retired 2 legends like Goldberg and Cena. AJ Styles is planning to retire in 2026. For Gunther to retire 3 legends, one of the goats of WCW, one of the goats of WWE, and one of the goats of TNA, you can't put somebody like Gunther more over than that. That's fucking insane. That's more insane than shit. I mean, I don't know who actually gets the credit for retiring The Undertaker. I don't know if it's Brock or if it's Roman or anybody. I don't know. But that would be crazy if that shit happens. I wonder who's going to step up. I think they're teasing something for a legend like Punk, a legend like Rey Mysterio, and a legend like AJ Styles. They're teasing something. Either they're teasing a match with AJ Styles or they're teasing someone else that's going to come and try to shut him up. And I feel like they're going to save it for WrestleMania season. But let's see. Austin Theory, taking off his mask, and he is now the masked man who helped the Vision's team at War Games get the victory. And, you know, they did a tag team match with Punk, Mysterio versus Bronson and Theory. But it's just like the way he's talking to the Vision, the way he talked to Braun, the way he's been talking to Bronson, the way he talked to Logan, the way he talked to Paul Heyman. Is Austin Theory in the Vision? He doesn't give me a vibe like he is. You know, he's coming to take. I think he's a puppet. He's starting to give me vibes that he's a puppet, and there's he's a puppeteer. I mean, he's using Seth freaking Rollins' curb stomp. What if Seth freaking Rollins is the puppeteer? I don't know. That'd be fucking insane if he was the puppeteer. I don't even feel like that's going to be the last person. Like, I feel like there's somebody else coming. It can't be just Austin and Seth. I mean, if it's true and Seth is cleared by February, close to March, and just in time for WrestleMania, which that'd be great. But I feel like there's somebody else coming. But that's just me. But other than that, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Our next wrestling talk is going to be AEW's World's End. We're gonna do a Who You Got segment in a few days. So we're gonna take a break come the holiday season. All right, y'all be safe. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. You already know the works. This is Eddie Jackson, the Drop That Podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit the like button, make sure y'all comment. Tell me who y'all think, who's gonna be next after Austin Theory. All right, y'all be easy. Peace.